Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've posted a video of my car, but I finally had a chance to come out here and take a video and show you guys what I've got done. It's been quite the year. I've finished college, I've moved into an apartment, and I've got my own garage and everything now, so I still do have the SI. Currently, it's got a brand new transmission. The transmission in it had about 95,000 miles on it, and the stock clutch was starting to slip a little bit, so I ended up pulling the trigger and having a buddy of mine who's a master tech at Honda rebuild it. So I'm going to show you under the hood. As far as everything inside, I got a brand new steering wheel I actually just installed. It's a 2011 Civic Si steering wheel, because if anyone has a 06 to 08, they know that the leather starts to deteriorate, and they actually changed the material of the leather. It's a more durable leather, not as quite as soft, because they're known to break apart up at the top. I have an AEM air-fuel ratio gauge, NVIDIA boost gauge, skunk 2 shift knob, and that's pretty much all that's happening inside here. Alright, so here's a view of the engine bay. I got the Boomer Racing red anodized engine mounts, the CTE Supercharger. Of course, I got it all blinged out with FA5 products. It's currently running still running. If you've been seeing my videos lately, I'm still running a 3.0 inch pulley, stock crank pulley. It's making around 10 pounds of boost at redline, but for the most part, it's right around 9.5. Made it to the hybrid racing intake. J37 throttle body, the adapter from FA5, the inlet from FA5. Here's the aftercool surge tank. And one thing I'd recommend for anyone with an SI or any car in general at all is to install these. These I actually got off eBay. They're air oil separators, and I put 2 in a row because actually oil ends up getting by the first one, so I have 2 to catch the oil. Well, just to go and show you, that's from about 250 miles of driving, mostly highway, a few poles and whatnot, but without these would be, this oil would be sucked through your engine and burned. It gets everything gunky looking and whatnot, and that's actually, it's straight from the PCV valve, which is, where is it? Right there. That's your PCV, and it just ran catch cans in line with it right to the manifold. And I empty those out every 500 miles and dump it. So that keeps everything inside the supercharger clean. It won't degrade your fuel quality, because when you have oil running through your fuel mixture, it's gonna lower the octane of your fuel mixture and make less power if you're burning oil as well. So I try to minimize that as much as I can here. Other than that, we just got our hybrid racing intake, and I'll show you. I actually I've been having problems with my battery dying, but I ended up finding out that it was the starter was actually dying, because that's where the majority of my stock clutch went. The dust from it got up in the original starter and just nuked it. It stopped working, and I thought the battery was dying, but the battery's completely fine. So I replaced the starter, and that was a pain, but it's all done now. Of course, I said the transmission's actually pretty much brand new right now. A master tech of mine from Honda rebuilt it. He put a new second and third gear sets in it, actually, because the transmission had about 96,000 miles on it originally, and after a lot of second gear grinds, which isn't really my fault. I have the hybrid racing master cylinder and everything, and the clutch depth is set correct. But now that the transmission's rebuilt, I got new gears, I got new full synchros from 1 through 6 from Honda, and the transmission is butter. I've never driven it like this before. I can put it in second gear as fast as I want at any RPM, and it just goes right in, which is something I've never been able to do with this car. If you've seen my videos at the track, I wasn't able to shift quickly from first to second, because if I did, it would just grind. So that's all fixed now, and of course, with the transmission, I have the Exetti Stage 1 clutch now, and the clutch is pretty good. It drives like an OEM car, and it grabs a lot harder though. I've noticed since I upgraded from the stock clutch to the Exetti Stage 1 that every shift I have is much more crisp, and I guess I never realized how much it was slipping before, because when I would shift before, it wouldn't really give you a jolt. It'd kind of just, you know, flow into the gear with a little bit of slip, so you felt like you were driving it really smooth, but it was really the clutch getting all the wear and tear. So I still have the same wheels. I love them. I don't think I'll ever get rid of them. They're MB Weapon 17x8s, and still got full race exhaust, NVIDIA header. One other thing I forgot to mention is that I ended up wiring my aftercooler water pump to a manual switch on the inside, and it's ran to a fuse that's hot all the time, so I can turn it on when the car is actually off without the keys in it. Before, it was set up on a relay, and you'd turn off your ignition switch, and it would take about 5 seconds for the aftercool water pump to turn off, and sometimes my car actually kept running, and if I didn't listen for it, it would run all night and it would kill my battery. But usually to fix that, I would have to click the key once or twice more just to reset the relay so it would kick off. However, now I have it set on a switch here, and it's on right now and then off, and it doesn't matter if the car has the keys in it or not. That's how I control my aftercooler now. Other than that, that's pretty much all the updates I have for you. I haven't had a chance to really drive it a lot this year because of the move and everything, and I ended up picking up a new daily. I got rid of the EK Coupe, or you can call it an EJ. A lot of people call it EK, but it's actually an EJ. It's a 96 Civic 5-speed that got me through the past 5 winters. Now my daily through the winter is going to be I have a 2010 Civic LXS, which I'm going to upload a video of soon, because it's actually a very good car, because not many people know, I don't think, that the LXS model from 2009 to 2011 came with the SI interior, just no SI badging on the seats. It had the same material, has a leather wrap steering wheel and everything, so I'll show you a video of that car as well when I get a chance. But yep, that's just an update on this car. It's still running good, no problems with it. Like I said, new transmission, new clutch, aftercooler rewired, new starter, even though that has nothing to do with anything, but that was just a pain in the butt because I ended up replacing it without taking the supercharger off. I did it underneath the car, and it was a miserable experience. Ended up breaking my knock sensor in the block in half in the process, so I had to replace that as well. But yep, here she is. And hopefully there'll be more videos of her next year. Thanks for watching my videos, guys.